Yes, guys, yesterday was the first day for agency. A lot of stuff happened last night, and during the day, if you're in America, a lot of stuff happened in the NBA last night. And let's get on. Let's get into. We made a Lakers video already about Montrezl Harrell, so go check that out after you watch this one. But other news around the league. The first thing we got into is John Wall. We heard rumors about John Wall just under a week ago, when Mikey traded to Houston. And last night, Shams has said that as Rockets and Wizards talk on Russell Westbrook for John Wall stall, Wall has made it clear he wants to trade out of Washington to happen. Sources tell The Athletic and Stadium. So John Wall wants out of Washington. He's recovering from his injury. He's been injured he missed the whole of last season and missed most of 18-19. He wants out of Washington. Russell Westbrook wants out of Houston. I can see this trade happening now. Most people didn't see this happening at the time. I can see it happening now. Both players want out. And they both got pretty bad contracts, so it's evened itself out. John Wall to Houston, which is probably most likely to happen. I just hope Houston. I'm a big John Wall fan, and I want John Wall to get a ring at some stage. So I want Houston to be competitive at least. I don't want him to be like Washington were last year. I want Houston. They are rebuilding. Look like they're tearing the whole thing down. If Harden goes, especially. But if Harden doesn't go, John Wall and James Harden. Interesting to see how that would work. And as for Washington, Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook. Westbrook said he wants to be the main guy, and that's why he wants to leave Houston, like he was in the OKC. But I think Bradley Beal and Westbrook could work. Russell Westbrook and Paul George worked. Worked by they get knocked out in the first round both years of the playoffs. But maybe it didn't work. I don't know. But it'll work better than James Harden, I suppose, because James Harden and Russell Westbrook want the ball in their hands at all times. But I have to wait and see if this trade happens. There's some stats about Westbrook and John Wall. Westbrook last year averaged 27.2 points, 7.9 rebounds, and 7 assists, shooting 47.2% from the field, 25.8% from 3, and 76.3% from the free throw line. Westbrook, he had a pretty decent season. It clearly didn't work out. The trade to Houston was weird, but it clearly didn't work out with Westbrook last year in Houston. Still averaged 27 points per game. He'll stuff up the stat sheet wherever he goes now next. He said he'd rather go to a non-competitive team to be the main guy. Washington, they already got Bradley Beal. What does that mean for him? But if this trade happens, I can see Westbrook getting his average triple doubles again. Hopefully for him. And as for John Wall, he hasn't played since January of the 18-19 season, but he did average 20 points per game and 9 assists with 4 rebounds. So almost having a double-double after coming back from all the injuries in 17-18. So I'm a big John Wall fan. I hope the best for John Wall. Hope that if he gets traded and he gets traded to Houston or wherever, hope it works out for him. Gets back into the All-Stars, become an All-Star again, hopefully. And best luck to John Wall. And then there's more news other than that. We got a load of news last night and some news about Steven Adams. Shams has said Oklahoma City is in serious talks to move centre Steven Adams to New Orleans. Sources tell The Athletic. So it says the New Orleans are finalising a deal with Steven Adams. So a lot of news. And Woj also said the Thunder have agreed in principle to trade Steven Adams to the Pelicans as part of a 4-team trade with Denver and Milwaukee. Sources tell ESPN. OKC is getting the Denver 2023 lottery protected first round pick that the Nuggets traded to the Pelicans for the 24th pick. RJ Hampton, that was on draft night. RJ Hampton on draft night. That pick is headed to the Thunder along with 2 second rounds for Adams. Milwaukee's role in the deal is that's the role in the deal. I don't know. That's all Woj had to say. But the main point is that Steven Adams is going to be leaving the OKC. They're still getting their picks as usual. And back from that team in 18-19, the main people, Adams is going, Paul George is gone, Westbrook is gone, and CP3 is gone from last year. So they're moving people on the OKC, but they're getting their picks, and hopefully they're going to get some good players with all these picks. Otherwise they're being right shite. But that's another trade that happened last night. Another one, Marcus Morris. Rumors at the very start of the offseason that he might go to the Lakers, but Woj just said free agent Marcus Morris has agreed to return to the Clippers. He signed a 4-year deal worth $64 million. So Marcus Morris will remain as a Clipper. He's a decent player, good player. I wouldn't mind with the Lakers. So good luck to Marcus Morris, I guess, as long as Markieff, his brother, stays with the Lakers. Some Gallanari news now from Woj. He says free agent Danilo Gallonari is finalising a 3-year deal worth $61.5 million with the Atlanta Hawks. Now this is another player linked with the Lakers, and this means he won't be going to the Lakers. Danilo Gallonari, but which means Kuzma will probably be staying to Lakers because they needed a score. If Kuzma went, Gallanori's a score. You won't be getting him, so it looks like the Lakers will be keeping Kyle Kuzma this offseason. As for Gallinari going to Hawks, they got plenty of money to be given out, so Gallinari, good luck to him. There. Justin Holiday, another person linked to the Lakers. Justin Holiday, as most players are this offseason, he has agreed a 3-year, $18.1 million deal to return to the Indiana Pacers, and Shams has said that. So Justin Holiday staying put. There's more news, and it's about Jeremy Grant from Shams. Free agent Jeremy Grant has agreed a 3-year, $60 million deal with the Detroit Pistons, and Sam has said. So Jeremy Grant is on his way out of Denver. He was a good player for him last year. And there's also some news from Woj that free agent Christian Wood has agreed a 3-year, $41 million deal with the Houston Rockets, which is a good deal for Houston. Christian Wood is a good player, so that might keep him competitive to get a few more players around him, like John Wall or someone. Good deal for Houston. Also more news about the Wizards. Free agent forward Davis Bertans has agreed to a 5-year, $80 million deal to return to the Wizards. Says Woj, that's another good deal for them. And just finishing up, who else do we have here? Jeremy Jackson, do we? No, here we are. Free agent Josh Jackson is finalising a deal with the Detroit Pistons. You know that? And I think that, yes, we did with Jeremy Jackson. Free agent Jordan Clarkson has agreed a 4-year, $52 million deal with Utah Jazz to stay there. So that's a trade roundup. The main news here was about John Wall wanting out of Washington. So we'll see what happens there. Him and Russell Westbrook, hopefully for John Wall, as a John Wall fan, best happens for him. And there's also news last night about Bogdanovic. The Lakers are interested in him. As a Lakers fan, I'd love to see him get him. The Bogdanovic deal to Milwaukee is off, that's for sure. And hopefully the Lakers can get him. He's a good scorer and a good player. Anyway guys, that's all the news for now. If you want to hear about the Montrezl Harrell deal, go back to a previous video of mine. Link will be in the description. Montrezl Harrell to the Lakers. But other than that, be sure to like the video. I'm grinding out these videos for you guys. Subscribe and be sure to turn on notifications. That's the main thing. There's going to be plenty of videos coming out this off season. And stay notified. Anyway guys, I'm out of here.